Guys, I have had this machine now for a month and a half. We got like 34 and a half hours on it. It is time that we do a review. All in all, very happy with the machine. Could BRP do better? Oh, absolutely, they could do better. So, um, performance for the machine is fantastic. We can go out for a ride, a 3-4 hour ride. All around. We've done Long Point a few times, all around Long Point Lighthouse, even all day ride. Um, Not babying it, but not driving it full wide open all day, and do 40 to 50 liters for the day. So that's not too bad. Again, it all depends where you put the throttle on these things, right? You get that supercharger wound up, you're going to pay for the fuel, and some people don't mind. They want to go fast. So, again, performance I'm happy with. I seen 108 on the speedometer one night by myself, low fuel, perfect weather conditions. So I'm happy with that. That's probably slow to some of you guys, but that's okay. That's not me. Fit and finish. One thing I'm very disappointed in is the plastic. The finish on the plastic is terrible. It looks fantastic when you first pick it up, but I'll tell you guys right now, do yourself a favor. Do not let any suntan lotion get anywhere near the plastic. I made that mistake. I some suntan lotion on my thighs and right along the where my knees are. Completely wore the finish off there. So thank goodness that my dealer, Lockhart's Odyssey, I went back to them and complained about the finish and the suntan lotion. Nobody warned me of that, and I couldn't wax it out. And they actually gave me the Ergolox to put on here to cover that damage. So kudos to Lockhart's for that. I imagine they're going to go after BRP for some new plastic. But one other thing that I'm not happy about, and I'm not sure if anybody else is running into it, is I got cracks in the finish on my cell phone watertight compartment. I don't know if you guys can see them on video, but the finish is all cracking along here. So they could do definitely better on the fit and finish. There's no doubt about that. And obviously we got loose things. We got that's loose, and they could do better tightening stuff up. You hit a wave they could do better tightening stuff up. When you hit a wave, you rattle. So for a brand new machine, but other than that, I'm happy with the performance. The machine is quick. For the amount of money we're paying for these things, they could definitely do a little bit better on the fit and finish. But other than that, the machine's a good machine. It's been flawless since, of course, my IDF issue when I first got it. It hasn't skipped a beat. It's dry as a bone inside. There's no water getting in. I've stabbed the nose in a few times on this one. So BRP, figure out your plastic issue. All the plastics. Put some UV protection in those plastics, as they don't like to sit out in the sun. So all around, I give the machine about an 8 out of 10, and that 8 mostly comes from the fact that it does run very well and it's got lots of performance. So now the chart plotter that I put on was the as everybody can see is the Garmin GS62 or whatever the heck we call it. Good Garmin. I just recently found out, because somebody else posted the fact that this Garmin is actually discontinued by the manufacturer, and Sea-Doo is still selling discontinued. So really look into it. Really look into your chart plotter before you buy the one from Sea-Doo. You can do better than the one from Sea-Doo. I didn't know that when I ordered this machine. So the transducer for this model, because I did step it up a little bit because I really like to know how much water's underneath my boat. So the transducer for this model actually sits in a cup of antifreeze, so it shoots straight through the hull. There's nothing on the back. I really like that. As I said, it sits in that cup of antifreeze, so there is no air between that transducer and the bottom of wherever you're riding. So really cool setup. I didn't even know it existed until very recently. But again, the really search out your chart plotter before you spend. I mean, this thing was like $1,100 all in, and then I had to pay $220 for the maps, because the maps that come in it are just junk. Garmin should do a little better, but I think for You know, all in, I'm in for what, $1,300, over $1,300 for my chart plotter. So yeah, I feel like maybe I got taken advantage of there. But so do your homework on your putting a chart plotter on your machine. The cup holders, they are a godsend. They hold a bottle of water so tight. I've come off a couple really big waves and the bottle water doesn't even move. I actually take my my waterproof speaker and I stick it in there, and I've got tunes. So well worth the money. I think the upgrade was like $50 or something. I mean, well, that was well worth $50 to me. They're very well built. They're not going anywhere. So you can buy them. They're very easy to install, actually. Very easy. They're actually already marked out on the back where the holes get drilled for them. So, you know, well worth the money, the cup holders. The dry box for your cell phone. I can get 2 cell phones in here. The location of the USB charger, which I use all the time for my phones, my GoPros, it probably would have been better off somewhere different, but you gotta tuck your phone in underneath that. But I do get 2 cell phones in here, and the charger works pretty quick too. I can charge up my GoPro probably in about 45 minutes. So well worth the investment for the USB charger. There's no doubt about that. You can get an optional 12-volt charger for these. I don't know what you would use that for in this day and age, but definitely the USB charger, and it works good. The bumpers, you know, well worth it. No doubt about that. I mean, they're not going to take a big, they're not going to take a gigantic wave hitting the side of your machine, and they do tend to want to pop off if they get pulled up from the bottom. But we were in the Trent 7, as you've seen in one of my earlier videos, and these were instrumental because those Trent 7 locks with their cement walls can do a lot of damage. I've got a bump on every corner from that trip, so just by letting the machine touch the walls. So without these, I'd have a lot more damage on the machine. So I couldn't find a better way to stop, dock rash than these ones. So if anybody else has got a better idea, hey, well, let's listen to it. But again, worth it. A little pricey, no doubt about that. By the time you put, I put mounts on all, on both sides of my machine, so that I could come in any way I wanted to, and lock my machine or dock my machine. So yeah, I recommend them. I went with the Lynx cooler. I went with the smaller one because the larger one is just stupid expensive. I mean, who's going to pay over $500 for a cooler? That's insane. But good cooler for, you can get a dozen waters in there and some ice, and it keeps everything cold all day long. So the ice I put in here in the morning is still here when we come home. So I really enjoy it. If you can see in here from my ride the other day, I still got water in there. So they're actually still kind of cold. But so if you're out for the long haul, if you're out for the touring, hot days, great. You take this bottle of water right here, throw it into that cup holder, and that isn't going anywhere. So that's how I ride for the day. But I can't say I've ever or would ever pay more for a cooler in my life. But some of these coolers are just getting ridiculously expensive. So again, overall, happy with the machine. They're definitely good looking machines. There's some guys that are taking off the stickers and putting on their own stickers. I don't know why anybody would want to do that, because they are really pretty machines. So overall, again, happy. Just this plastic, not, you can hear it squeaking, loose. Bombardier or BRP, whatever you want to call yourself nowadays, you can definitely turn it up a couple of notches when it comes to your fit and finish. And again, a little research on these, there is absolutely no UV protection in this body plastic, so they don't like being outside. So if you got to be outside, make sure you get a cover on it for sure. But you can see I got a little dock rash here from the good old Trent 7 waterway. So again, those bumpers have been, they're instrumental. Quick chat about this Triton trailer. I love it. Love the Triton trailer. Without my machine on it, I can move this thing around with one hand. It is so incredibly light. It has been flawless. The winch is, good sturdy winch. The wheel on the front. I do have a spare tire bracket, mounting bracket on order. It's been on order now for 2 months, so I don't know what's going on with that one. I do wish I had stepped it up a notch to the better rims and the you know, the mounted tie wraps. You can see they mount right there, but with the, you know, with the LED brake lights, I don't even unplug the lights when I back it in the water because they're a sealed unit. They're not, water's not getting into that stuff. So Triton, you're right on. You did a good job on. Let's talk about the ride. I like the ride. I, as you can see in my other videos, I ride with a couple other machines all the time. One's a Yamaha, one's another is a GTR. They, on the rougher water, get wet. I'm not saying we don't get wet, but we certainly don't get as wet as them. So the hull on the GTX definitely cuts the water. So we got the 3-seater back here. My wife takes that 3rd seat back there. And there has been a couple of times where I've been the passenger and she's been driving. And one thing about that 3rd seat back there, you feel none of the pounding. You're right on the hinge. You're right on that hinge back there. And you feel it up here, but you don't feel it back there. So with her on that 3rd seat back there, I don't even know she's there. So the ride is solid. There's no doubt about that. For a cruising machine, it handles very well. I know the RXPX and all those more performance models probably handle better, but I honestly don't know how they can handle better because I've cranked this thing around so hard that the G-force just wants to send me flying, and it didn't break water. So well done on the hull. As again, it's the V on the GTX is, I can't remember what they're calling, XPR hull, whatever it is. Whatever, correct me, but well done on the handling for a big cruising machine. Let's talk about IDF. So as you know, in my videos, we had an IDF failure, and they're all over the place. People are having IDF failures, so we got that corrected. I don't know what's going to happen in the future with IDF. Is that, you know, can they handle the long hours? Can they handle lots of hours? But I'm going to tell you one thing. IDF does work. I've had a few occasions already, and it's, anybody that's been in Long Point knows Long Point can be weedy. I've had a few occasions now where I've had to use IDF, and it does work. I'm really impressed. You lose a little bit of control of the machine when you throw it into IDF, so you got to be a little bit careful. I mean, if you're out in the open water and you suck something in, you know, weeds or something, no big deal. But a couple times in the channels at Long Point, I had to throw it into IDF, and it backs right up. Well, you lose control of the machine while you're doing that. You really can't steer the machine at all. So you kind of got to be a little bit careful there. But again, IDF does work, and I don't know how it's going to work against a stick or something like that. And if I got a rock in there, I don't even know if I'd try to use IDF, but depending on where I was, maybe. But if you got something actually jammed in your impeller, like a stick or rock or something, I'd be a little hesitant to throw it into IDF. But let's see how the technology improves over years and goes. But yeah, I was the guinea pig, and others with IDF were the guinea pig this year. So in the future, let's see what the future has to hold for IDF. Let's talk about the vlog for a bit. So the personal watercraft channel is doing really well. We're getting the subscriptions are going up, the views are going up. We got one video that's over 3,000 views now, the IDF failure video. So please, guys, subscribe. Let's grow this channel. Let's grow it together. Let's check out riding spots around southwestern Ontario, wherever we can go. Let's do it. Let's do it together. There's some great vlogs out there, and there's a few guys out there that are, and we probably all know who they are. They're doing a great job as well. So the world has just opened up when it comes to, you know, sea-doing and adventures because of, you know, YouTube videos and vlogs and stuff like that. So to those guys that are out there making videos and you know, documenting their rides for others to see, kudos, because keep it going. I want to grow this channel over time. We want to do other things. We're going to get into some snowmobiling adventures this winter, those kind of things, and maybe the Bahamas, you know. So please, guys, please subscribe to the channel. I need the subscriptions. So for those that have already subscribed, welcome to the club. I'm glad you're following along. I get nothing but positive for the channel. So I don't even think we've had a thumbs down on any of our videos yet. So yeah, subscribe, guys. Let's keep it going. So tomorrow we are going to try to hit the St. Clair River. I'll do a ride down there. I've fished it. I've certainly never been on it on a PWC. Let's try it out. I think we're gonna hit the public launch in Sarnia by the marina down there. We'll go try to get up underneath the bridge. We'll try to get out Lake Huron a little bit, and then maybe even all the way down to Walpole Island. So that's gonna be a fun day. I have never been there. So if anybody has advice or even wants to tag along tomorrow, let me know. And I think it'll be a fun day. And all this rain we've been having, it's been getting tougher and tougher to get out. But I'm thinking I'm hearing tomorrow's not going to be the best of days, but it's not going to be raining. So if you want to come along for a ride, I think we're trying to get down. We're going to leave. I think we're going to try to get down to Sarnia about 9:30. So let me know if you want to come. If you want to be a tour guide for the day, I'd take you up on that one. So, and I hear the French fries by the bridge are to die for. So, well, literally. But all right, talk to you guys later. See you in the water.